And we are back. What a week of Texas high school football it has been. I'm Matt Trammell. We got some more people. We brought even another special guest. But first, James Bellini, how do you think this night has been so far?
I think we had a great night of football. Matt, how do you feel?
I mean, I can't complain too much. I think I did pretty good on my picks. And now the other man in the building tonight, Mr. Ryan Chadwick. How are you doing tonight?
How's it going, guys? Doing great. Central won. I'm happy.
I was going to say, you should be feeling pretty good. The Central Bobcats tonight played extremely well. And let's go ahead and check out some highlights of that. Let's ring them up right here and get it going. We're going to start from the very beginning of this, and this was just about the amount of Belton offense that we saw, and we saw it all night. That Central secondary played very, very well all night long.
Here you go, Tyler Hill throwing the ball out to Kevon Rice. He's going to get about a 15-yard gain here before he gets tackled out of bounds. Central didn't have a problem moving the ball in this one at all.
Chadwick, if you could say, if you saw something in the Bobcats tonight that you haven't seen this season, what was it?
They played a complete game on both sides of the ball. Like, that's the first time all seasons they've done it. Either the offense has been the problem or the defense has been the problem.
Well, just like that play right there, another person who was a problem all night was Tyler Hill. This guy had probably nearly 200 yards on the ground, you'd say, right?
164.
Ooh, 164. That's another good look at that Bobcat defense that also showed up tonight. Interception by who intercepted?
Luke Gould.
Luke Gould.
Right, interception for Luke Gould. Here's another one right here. Right up the gut.
Javion Robinson, he ran good all night.
A 35-yard score about.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that offensive line look tonight, Chad?
Oh, they controlled the line of scrimmage. I mean, look at this. Like, no one touched Tyler Hill until he was 10 yards down the field, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to get breakaway speed when you're not even being touched.
Absolutely. And that crowd, they were out there yelling "Sick 'em Cats." I mean, it was a big night for the Bobcats. It was a night that, I think everybody has been looking for a while because everyone did have some pretty high expectations up for the Bobcats. Here's another look at exactly the same thing. That he popped off a 60-yard run just before this.
Yes, this changing the play up.
Yep, making some good
reads.
reads.
What he sees, and then just snaps it and takes off.
Read option, sees that he's going to keep it, and untouched
again. Look at the
again.
angles the defenders were taking. That's not.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, though. That play was there because of his evolution at the quarterback position. You can tell he's actually maturing a little bit, right? Like, he didn't like his looks on the pass play that was called, and so he goes ahead and takes it to the house himself.
I'm in.
Here he looked human and then almost had a fantastic play.
Yeah, that was crazy. But, that's another thing of that experience right there. He's feeling confident. Got to. Here's a little bit of Belton action here. Quarterback throws the ball deep and intercepted by the Bobcats. How many turnovers did they have tonight?
The Belton threw 2 picks.
All right,
that
2 interceptions. That was the 2 that we saw there.
Right there, correct.
28-12. That was the score here in the fourth quarter. But the Bobcats were able to take advantage of it. Takes a snap, looks back shoulder, back door, boom. Touchdown.
Kevon Rice.
That one made it 28-6. No, that one's 35-12. 35-12 at that point.
And then Ben Imler makes an appearance.
Yeah, so this was kind of, you don't want to waste your quarterback. Chadwick, what were you kind of thinking during this situation?
At this point, there's less than 5 minutes left in the game. When I saw Ben Imler run in, I'm like, okay, good. Tyler Hill, you did your work.
Yeah, he got his 160. Just give Ben let him hand it off, and look at that run right there,
so
barreling through.
That's actually wide receiver Jaden Gibson running the ball right there. So,
right.
you could tell that even the running backs sat down after a while tonight. They played their hearts out, and their work was done. So they got some younger guys in there, guys who don't usually get to play a lot towards the end of the game. And this is the first time in a while that I, as a Bobcat fan, could say, yes, the backups are coming in the game, So it felt good. It felt really good.
Absolutely. So this wasn't the first win for the Bobcats. Of course, they picked up their first win a couple weeks ago, but this one seemed like their first dominant win where they actually put their foots on the pedal from the very beginning and played all the way through to the very end. What do you think the change was in that, game plan?
Well, head coach Kevin Crane, he every week when I interview him, by the end of it, he says, Like, we're going in, we're working hard every day. Every week we get a little bit better, and it was evident tonight that he's not just blowing smoke here, right? You can finally tell that the schemes that are being implemented on both the offense and the defensive side of the ball, it's finally coming together. On offense, they didn't have their best weapon in Jacob English tonight, right? And so the passing game was mostly short, quick passes on quick outs, quick slants, come across the middle, stuff like that. But Tyler Hill was efficient, right? Another game without a pick, 0 turnovers for the Bobcat offense tonight. So you can tell Tyler Hill's getting more comfortable at the quarterback position. The newer guys that don't usually get in the spotlight, they're stepping up. And then the running game, I can't sing high enough praises to that offensive line tonight. They manhandled the Belton defensive line. So when the holes are big enough to drive cars through, like, you're going to get yards on the ground.
A 70-yard or 60-yard run by Tyler Hill, nonetheless.
Yeah. Speaking of, you're talking about the offensive line for the Bobcats, man. How did the Central defensive line look tonight? They seemed to put pressure on their quarterback a little bit here.
The pass rush was fine. That was a big O-line from Belton, right? Like, their bread and butter was the triple option, right? But it didn't matter. The Central's D-line, they brought the pressure. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They weren't manhandled. There weren't holes there. Like, they completely shut down that triple option. And so once Belton fell far enough behind that they felt like they had to just throw the ball over and over, you could really tell that wasn't their strength. There were some accuracy issues, but the accuracy issues were there because of the pressure that being created by the defensive line.
Well, Chadwick, I saw that you were able to catch up with head coach Kevin Crane, so let's go ahead and check that out. Here he is, head coach Kevin Crane.
Head coach Kevin Crane, after a great Bobcats win tonight. Coach, this is the most complete game I've seen your team play this entire season. What are your thoughts overall on the game?
Yeah, I'm super proud of our team and the effort that they showed tonight. We've been playing hard, playing resilient, but tonight we kind of put it together. Offense, defense, special teams, all three of those phases were clicking, and I was proud that we just kept playing, one play at a time, and that was the message, and they responded to that and played real well.
So obviously the absence of Jacob English in the passing game tonight was felt. Is that one of the reasons why y'all just said, hey, we're just going to be on the ground, we're just going to ground and pound the entire night, or did y'all just go with the flow from that point?
Well, I think our receivers played well. I know Jacob's a big play threat for us, but I was proud of our other guys tonight. Some of their younger guys got some action, and so I was proud of the way that they stepped up and performed. But really and truly, it was kind of like take what they give us, and that's kind of our mantra on offense. And I felt like they were playing wide to our formations. They had a light box, and we were able to pop some runs on them. We had some explosive plays with Tyler Hill, and Javion Robinson did some good things in the run game as well. And also got to give credit to the O-line when you run the ball that well. So proud of all those guys.
As explosive as the offense looked at times tonight, how about y'all's defense tonight? Like, I feel like y'all smothered them.
Yeah, I was super proud of the defense. Thought they played well all night. They just kept making plays. That was a good offense. That quarterback was a big kid and had a good arm and some good receivers. And so I was proud of the way that they just kept playing. We still gave up, I think, one big play, but we kept it at bay for the most part, and I was proud of their effort all night. Thought we tackled better, and I thought we played as a team with 11 on the field at one time.
Okay, Coach, with one game to go until district starts, how close are y'all to your ideal team?
Well, we're still a work in progress. It's never as good as you think it might be on film, and never as bad as you might think, but we're a work in progress, and we certainly got a lot of things we need to continue to improve on, and we're going to celebrate the heck out of this win, 24-hour rule. We'll get them up here tomorrow, watch the film, and try to get better from there.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, that was Ryan Chadwick and head coach Kevin Crane. Chadwick, you talked a little bit about Jacob English. I don't know if a lot of the viewers know, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Last week he lost. He left the game after the loss, and he didn't play tonight. So kind of give me the update on what his injury's looking like.
Well, he left the game right before overtime started on a deep ball that was actually trying to get them to go in to win it. You know what I mean? But I don't have exact timetables or details, but I'm pretty sure it's looking like a high ankle sprain. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to keep him out the rest of the season, but it's definitely something that's going to take a couple weeks for him to get back out there.
All right. That has been the kind of our wrap-up of the Central Bobcats. The post-game show tonight is brought to you by All-American Chevrolet. Guys, All-American Chevrolet has these beautiful 2022 Equinoxes, and they're having for 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. That's All-American Chevrolet of San Angelo, the fun place to buy a car. Go down there if you are looking to trade your car, or maybe you're just looking to get a new one. Promise you, you will love this 2022 Equinox. All right, guys, moving on to our next game. It was a good one out there at Grande Communications, and it's good for, the Bobcat fans to know what rivals like Midland Legacy is doing. So we had our guy Isaiah Garza out at Legacy tonight, and it was a barn burner versus the Steel Knights. We gave you a little first half highlights. It ended up going almost to overtime. I mean, this is a last-second win, so you won't miss it. Let's check it out. All right, right there, that's the first run we saw from the Steel Knights. That one would make it 7-0, but the Midland Legacy Rebels answered with a Mark Davila touchdown. Make it 7-7. They would end the half at 7-14, following this crazy catch by the Knights. Look at this diving catch right there. Wow. Didn't get in the end zone, but the following play, they would hand it off right up the middle and get in. That would make it 14-7 at halftime. Later on in the game, 28-14. The Rebels are down, but they are not out. Marcus Davila, long ball. That's right in there. Money, touchdown, Rebels. That's right. It would make it 28-21, but they're still down. Can they do it? This is the chance right here for the Rebels. They are on the 2-yard line. Let me pause this. 2-yard line. 4th and 2. Fourth quarter, 23 seconds to go. Chadwick, if you are on the 2-yard line with 23 seconds to go, 4th and 2, what are you doing?
Well, if I've learned anything from the Super Bowl champion losing, or would-be Super Bowl champion Seahawks, I'm handing that ball off.
And that they did. Hands the ball off right up the gut and gets in. Tie ball game. We think we're going to overtime. I don't think so, said the Steel Knights, though. With just seconds left on the clock, takes a step back, rolls out to his right, chunks it up to the end zone. Triple coverage. The Knights take this one. They win it. 35-28, the Midland Legacy Rebels lose at the very last second. What a game, James. Whew. What do you think about that one?
I think when they put them on the schedule, they're just expecting a good game, and that's exactly what it was. I mean, both these teams were matched up very well. Both quarterbacks were playing well. They both had good receivers, good running backs, and I think you just wanted a good one. I think they came out relatively healthy in this one, and it's just a good game. It was just a good matchup.
Chadwick, give me your kind of breakdown on what that thing was. That thing was back and forth till the very end. If what do you think about that?
Well, first off, the Bobcats and Midland Legacy now have the exact same record, so just throwing that out there. But if you're a head coach and you want your team to compete a little bit better than they did against South Lake Carroll in the playoffs last year, you're going to have to put bigger schools on your schedule pre-district, right? And so Steele was obviously a heavy hitter. So, I think the coach expected a good game. I bet he thought his boys were up to the task to do it, and they almost pulled it off. Beating a San Antonio school, that's hard to do. It's not as intense as the Metroplex, but it's pretty close.
Absolutely, and that's what you kind of need to do, because they had that South Lake Carroll loss, and I'm sure everyone watched that here on Cover One. I know y'all did, but still, that game was crazy. But we had the hype all year. Midland Legacy, McKylan Young, this team is going to win the state championship. As soon as they got in the playoffs and they had to play them big dogs, they realized, man, we did not play enough good teams early in the season. They add these kind of games to kind of beef them up. All right, that was the Midland Legacy highlights. That was brought to you by Angelo Bolt. Guys, if you're like me, your girlfriend is always asking you to do stuff around the house. Well, I prefer to go to Angelo Bolt. They have everything you need, fasteners and fasteners and everything like that, but they also have tools like power tools like Milwaukee and DeWalt. Angelo Bolt is the working man store and is open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. till about 4:50. Angelo Bolt is at 808 Warehouse Drive. Go see those guys today at Angelo Bolt. All right, James, we're moving on. What do you want to see next? I'll let you just go ahead and pick this one.
Man, I want to see some Miles and winners. That's what I want to see.
That game was a blowout. Here we go.
Yeah,
Let's check it out from the very beginning.
Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, Hayden Book just hands it off there to number 15. Excuse me. He just hands it off to 15. Devin Medina. I apologize. Here you go. Chris Martinez. He had some trouble handling the snap in just from the clips we saw, but he gets it out to Aiden Lehman, who gets upfield for a good run, puts his hand like that. Gets tackled. These were two, good teams coming into it. Here you go, Hayden Book's gonna scramble on out.
What a move right there! Make
side.
that guy miss, throw it down the sidelines, find an open man, and he's gone.
Cooper Ellison, that's his go-to guy right now. Cooper Ellison.
That was about 5 minutes into the first. That's 14-0. This game was a blowout, so be ready for a lot of touchdowns on the fly. Here we are again. We got a running back in the backfield, takes a snap and hands it off, and he gone. G-2-B-O-N-E. That boy was fast, going all the way from the 15-yard line to the other side of the field, faster than I've ever seen in my life.
And that play actually came back. There was a penalty on that.
Oh my gosh!
But here you go. You get Chris Martinez taking the snap again. Having trouble getting the snap down. He throws it, and I can't tell if that's 3 or 9. For Miles, goes up, snags it for Miles. Interception. Here you go again. You got winner's ball again. Has a fake. Just scrambling around. Nobody's getting open. What's the running back doing standing there?
Oh man!
Just has
standing
a hard time.
around.
All of
Yeah,
a sudden,
letting his quarterback get creamed.
Yeah, scoreboard shows it 28-6 right now.
Here you go. Here's 15 again. Devin Medina just taking it to the house from the opposite side of the field.
Golly, they put it on him.
When I talked to Wilhelm this week, he just had nothing but love for his guys and how they've stepped up. Here's a human moment right here.
Gotta have one, right?
Fire moment. You got number 4. I believe that's Carson Ellison. That's Cooper's brother. Slings it back to number 1, his quarterback, who just walks into.
Well, you said that was a human moment. That to me was like a Sports Center play right there. That was awesome.
But you missed the snap.
Yeah.
Anyway, last time we saw it was 42-6. Miles. Wilhelm has his team playing really well, and he has nothing but good things to say about him. And he said earlier this week, bad teams don't have leaders, good teams have coaches lead, and great teams players lead. And at that Sterling City game, when they were down at half, before the coaches got in at halftime, they could hear the players holding each other accountable in the locker room. And that's something he loved to hear as a coach. And that's a quote I'm going to hold on to for a long time. That's a good one. And I think this Miles team is going somewhere this year. They're 4-0. Congratulations, guys. Good job.
Chadwick, what did you think about those highlights? What do you think about Miles so far?
I mean, I'm surprised, but this Miles team just keeps building off of success after success every week. So, I mean, come November, this might be a team that we actually end up following the longest.
It very much could be because, they have a lot of returners on that team. They also know how to beat teams by a lot, and, they're kind of in I don't want to say a cupcake district, but it is kind of an easier district, and maybe you can get out with a win this year.
Well, the last couple years there, they were getting beat up on by Cristoval and El Dorado, and they had a young their quarterback. I think he might be a junior this year. He's a sophomore last year. He came back, and Wilhelm's really happy with his progression as a quarterback. And you can see in those highlights he's very confident. He's very he slings the ball around, and they're just really. Miles hasn't been 4-0 in a really long time, I think, and they're going to be good.
So that district, it's Miles and Albany, Hamlin, TLCA Abilene, Roscoe, and then of course Cross Plains, which Cross Plains this year has just been a monster. But the other four teams in your district, those are very winnable games. It seems like to me for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Albany's a good team this year. I think they won tonight. I think they're a pretty good team this year. But I think they could very easily, get district championship this year. I think they're playing good enough ball where they can. That's a ways down the road. We're talking ways down the road. Right now.
But of course, district is starting pretty close, so we're kind of seeing how all these teams are turning out. Okay, moving on to our next one here. I just want to remind you guys, and not only me, but Davis Woodfin, he wants to congratulate everyone, all the tonight's football stars on the football field. You can contact him with your questions about this crazy economy we're living in right now, and he may answer many of your questions. Davis is making sense out of investing at Edward Jones. He's located at 4102 South Jackson, or you can contact him at 325-249-0082. That's David Woodfin at Edward Jones, and he wants to congratulate all of tonight's stars of the football field. And moving on to our very last game, guys. It is going to be the game that some people were really surprised about at the end of the day, because people thought it was going to be closer, and that was the Cristobal Cougars versus the Cristobal Cougars versus the Mason Punchers. Sorry, I was trying to find this.
Who are you talking about? Who's really surprised about?
I wasn't surprised. I picked it, but what about you? Let's pull this up.
All right, let's look at some highlights here from our man Ernesto, who went to Cristobal, Jack Pardee Memorial Stadium. Cristobal had it taken to him this week. I kind of blame Oath. He didn't return my phone call, and if you return your phone call, you're probably going to lose. I think I'm 3-0 for coaches not returning my phone call and losing that week.
Come on,
all right, we're gonna have to come back to that. But in the meantime, we did catch up with Mason Punchers coach for the Mason Punchers. So let's go ahead and hear that. But before we do, what was the final score to that game, James? So they know before we listen to it.
Like 53 to 12.
I think 53-12, something like that. So 50-ish to 12-ish. Let's go ahead and listen to that.
All right, here we are with the winning head coach. So tell me about your thoughts on tonight's win.
Proud of our kids executing our game plan. Our coaches put together a great game plan. Kids came out with energy, ready to execute. Obviously, they're fired up to play another Friday night. This group of leaders really has this team fired up, ready to roll, and just proud of their effort. They played a great first half. We had a special team score, a couple turnovers. Kind of ignited us into the game real quick and to jump up. And so, second half came out a little slow, a little flat, and it showed there in the third quarter, and kind of picked it back up to finish it out. But that's just something that happens early on in the season, something we've got to work on. And but overall, I'm very proud of the win.
Yeah, I know. What are your thoughts going forward after a big win like this tonight?
Just building off of it. We got a lot of things that we're still putting together. You see some things this week that you didn't see last week, and then vice versa. And so just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle all together. Obviously keep generating that success. We're a tough non-district schedule. We got a couple tough ones coming up, and so really just it just really shows the weaknesses here and there that we can address, that we can fix, so that we can put together the best team possible.
That was Mason's head coach, who just took it to Cristobal tonight. Yeah, Cristobal's going to see these type of teams in the playoffs because they're playing Hawley and they're playing that district when they get into the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see those better type of teams. And congratulations to Mason. They just took it to them. They were kind of hard to get. You had to play who's on your schedule, obviously, but they kind of hard to get a read on. They didn't have any stats in this week, and they didn't have really any. They hadn't played anybody really. Brady and
Isn't that typical of a good head coach though? Their team wins by 40 tonight, and he's like, but we're in a tough district. Like all the mistakes were made obvious tonight. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm like, calm down, Coach Saban. Y'all won by 40. Come on, Coach.
No, but that also shows that the coach looks at it and realizes, hey, we still have things to work on, and we still have things to get better at. And just like, Coach Otho, Chad, he's going to look at this and say, hey, we just got beat, and we got to go back and look, and we got district coming up, and we're going to play tough teams in our district.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just part of it.
While the Cougars got their butts kicked pretty good tonight, I know that Coach Otho will have these guys ready to go. He was, again, I'll say it again, he was my coach when I was at Central, and he's a great coach, and he's going to have these guys ready to continue the rest of the season. But heads up, Cougar Nation, y'all will be fine.
All right, but they'll be fine, but we still got to do our due diligence, and we got to show the tape of what happened. So let's check it out. Here's our man with the plan, Ernesto Rodriguez, with the call.
All right, everyone, here we are. It is about 6 minutes before kickoff between the Mason Punchers and the Cristobal Cougars. Tonight's game, we have the scoreboard here. This is Jack Party Memorial Stadium. And the band is pepping up the visiting team. Right now, the Mason Punchers are coming out. And the Cougars are about to make their grand entrance, probably before the 5-minute mark. So as we're going to go ahead and make sure we get everything filmed here, we're going to try to get you close to the action. We're looking for a good game tonight, get some good action hits and a lot of big plays. We'll see what happens between Cristobal and the Mason Punchers. All right, it is Mason's ball right now. Currently it's 1st and 10. Ball is on the 44-yard line. We have 10 minutes and 15 seconds here, so this first quarter just started. Quarterback's under center, and he's going to go ahead and hand it off. And it looks like he has room to run, and he is taking it in for a touchdown. With less than 7 minutes to go, it's 4th and 15. Cougars have it on their own 26. This is their second possession. First possession was a 3rd out. He's going to punt it here. It looks like he's got plenty of time to kick it. And it is returned by Mason. Kick returners running down sideline. He's got room, hasn't been touched yet. Going to cut inside, and he's going to run again for another Mason Puncher touchdown. We've got less than a minute here. Mason's going to have to run this play with 22 seconds on the play clock. Quarterback under center. He's going to take a shot, and he gets in for another Mason Puncher touchdown. It's going to be 20-0, pending extra point. Here we are in the second quarter, and Mason has it 2nd and 6 at their own 42. The ball carrier takes it, and he has nobody next to him, and he is going to run in for another Puncher touchdown. We got 6 minutes here in the second quarter. Currently it is 2nd and 1 for the Mason Punchers, trying to get inside, score another touchdown, hands it off, and the ball carrier looks like he got in as a ref has signaled it. A little over 3 minutes here. It's 4th and 11 at the 20. And that was over his head. Looks like we're going to have a safety. Shot block against the Cougars. It's now 1st and 10. Ball is on the 12-yard line here of Cristobal. Mason with another opportunity to put it in. We'll see if Cristobal can stop him here or make something happen and possibly get a score on going back the other way. Pitches back to the running back. Running back's just walking in right now. It is going to be 42-6 pending the extra point. 9-yard line right now with Cristobal currently knocking on the door trying to get another touchdown if they can get it in here. It's 43-6, 1st and goal. Cristobal's got it. Trying to get back in this game. Hands it off. Running back. He's still on his feet, and he gets, looks like, let's see where they spot it at. And the ref signal touchdown. Cristobal is now again on the board, 43-12. Pending the extra point. We'll see if they decide to go for 2 or if they decide to just go ahead and take the point. And they are excited on the Cristobal sideline. They still believe this team has a chance to win, and anything can happen. Now we can get to the action here. We're going to go and continue rolling here. Now I'm going to stop to see exactly what happens. So 18 seconds right now on the play clock. Obviously the clock is stopped because of the touchdown. All right, looks like we got Cristobal here. Quarterback back. Going to take it. Hands it off. Oh, and he is stopped short. So it is now 43-12, but that was a heck of an effort trying to get down here. 3rd and 4 with a little over 6 minutes right now. The ball is at the 7-yard line of the Cristobal Cougars. Mason's making their adjustments here, bringing in different personnel, trying to stay fresh. Getting to the line right now with 8 seconds to go with the 2 backs again. Trying to give you the best view here that I can. Pitches it back. Number 11's got it, but it looks like he's going to have the touchdown. They're signaling for it. We'll see if he got in, and according to the officials, he did.
All the way to the very last second of the game, the Mason Punchers put it on the Cristobal Cougars. It was hard to watch for some of our Cristobal alumni and some of Coach Otho's alumni, I guess. But for me, hey, I won that pick. But for James, how do you feel?
Well, I mean, I lost that game this week because I picked Cristobal. you just got beat. They were obviously playing. They were running there with 8 seconds left in the game. If you don't like it, stop it. Otho will have his guys prepared. This is still out of district. Now district's coming up though. You're gonna have these tough games in district. One of those things, you still have your starting quarterback out, but I don't know. You just got beat this week. That's all there is to it. Just
Chadwick?
simple.
I'd like to see a little bit closer of a game, if I'm being honest. It's just like everyone gets their butts whooped every once in a while. So let's get some extra reps for the backup quarterback. We all wish the best for the starter who got hurt. Like I said, I know what kind of leader Coach Otho is. Cristobal, I still think y'all will be fine.
All right, and that, guys, was the wrap-up of the Cristobal game. Remember, go down to the All-American Chevrolet of San Angelo to get you a new 2022 Equinox. 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Look, this 2022 Equinox is so cool. It has so many cool features. It's the exact, almost luxury car. I mean, I honestly would say it's almost in the class of a luxury car because of how nice this thing is. The 2022 Equinox. Go see it today at All-American Chevrolet of San Angelo, the fun place to buy a car. If you want to trade in your car, heck, if you just want to buy a new one, go down there and see the guys at All-American Chevrolet of San Angelo. Guys, we are just about done, but before we can go, we got to give the people what they want, and that is the scores page brought to you by Angelo Bolt. All right, starting it off, Lubbock Monterey versus Midland. This one's final. A lot of these are going to be final, so we're just going to say all these are final for time's sake. Midland, Lubbock Monterey, 18-13 Midland. Ira and Reagan County, 47-6 Reagan County. Dublin and Brady, 62-42 Brady. Moran and Mullen, 58-44 Mullen. Ira and Reagan County, 47-6. I think we had that one already. Alpine, Sonora, 27-6 Sonora. So the Broncos moving up in that win column.
That was a 3-hour trip.
Definitely. Follett, Borden County, 40-8 Follett. Winners and Miles, 56-6. Miles wins that one. Ballinger and Clyde. Ballinger falls to, I think, 0-4 as they lose to Clyde 41-19. Winners and Miles, 56-6. We had that one already. Early and Troy, 26-0 Early. McCamey, Forsan, 33-2 Forsan. Florence, Johnson City, 47-7 Johnson City. Ingram Moore, TLCA. The San Angelo TLCA Eagles lose 32-22.
All right, you got Steele and Midland Legacy. Steele 135-28. You got Rankin over Knox City, 50-43. You got Robert Lee. Those two teams, Robert Lee and Black, they know each other very well. 46-38. You got Baird over Very Best, 40-25. Sonora over Alpine. Forsan over McCamey, 33-22.
Wow, James, we talked about this one beforehand. We were really wanting to look at this one. We thought it was going to be close. Two undefeated teams, but Forsan remains really undefeeted after
and
that
Forsan's had good teams over the past. I don't know if it's been, but they've had good teams in the past. All right, Klondike over Sands, 74-50. Eden over Gustine, 46-24. San Saba over El Dorado, 26-0.
Oh, Eagles.
Trammell, what happened to your Eagles, man?
I know, man. You know what? It's been a tough couple weeks, but one thing I know with the El Dorado Eagles is they don't ever give up, and that defense is always, flying around. So 28-0, but that doesn't mean that this thing is over for the Eagles. Hey, it's a preseason game. We're about to start district, and that's when they're really about to roll.
And San Saba's got 3 good running backs, and El Dorado has a good defensive line. That was what I was really looking forward to seeing how those two. All right.
Either way, 26-0. Okay, Brownwood Glenrose 17-3. It was a halftime score of 3-3, but then it ended up being 17-3. Brownwood wins that one. Erie County Highlands 69-24. Erie County. Wall Peaster. Look at this one, 29-9. It was really close. I think it was 10-9 at halftime.
It was.
Wall pitched a shutout at halftime. 20 points after the first half. 21 points. Pretty good. All right, Odessa Compass Academy Charter School versus Water Valley. Water Valley with the shutout, 34-0. Harper Center Point, 21-17 Harper. May Garden City. Garden City loses this one, 63-34. Big loss there. Roscoe Sterling City, 58-18. Sterling City loses that one. Of course, we already told you about this one, 50-12. That was the score of Mason versus Cristobal's. The Punchers win that one. Odessa Permian Harker Heights. Oh my goodness,
wow.
James. We were talking about this one, and Odessa Permian was getting killed.
They were down 20 points.
Yeah, they were down 21-27-7.
At one point, yeah, I think. Well, at the halftime show, they were.
At halftime, it was 27-7.
Come back to win it. No, that's.
Very
I'd like
scary.
I'd like to look at the box score. Permian could be a force. This
Chadwick. That means that's the only. They're leading the Little Southwest Conference now. They are the only undefeated team, and still the only undefeated team. Are you worried about the Panthers this year?
I'm never worried about the Panthers. I hate Mojo.
All right, Roscoe, Sterling City, 58-18, Roscoe. Levelland versus Lubbock Estacado. Malobos lost tonight against Matadors, 39-13, making them 0-4. They travel to, they'll be at home next week against Lakeview Chiefs.
We're going to talk about them later.
Yeah, probably going to win that one. All right, Ira versus Lorraine, 70-34. Lorraine wins that one. Albany Holly, 26-14. Holly. Sweetwater and Big Spring, 20-7. Amarillo, Odessa, 42-17. Amarillo. Seminole and Andrews, 36-15. Lockney, Abilene, TLCA, 76-13. Lockney. Cross Plains and Junction. Cross Plains takes that one, 35-20. Remains undefeated. Friendship versus Abilene, 21-7. That's an old Little Southwest Conference rivalry right there, but no longer. Either way, Friendship comes on top. Ozona versus Grape Creek, 34-2. The Eagles lose big time in that one. Sundown and Wink, 49-7. Wink. Central and Belton, 35-12. Guys, that was our scores, and that was brought to you by Angelo Bolt. If you're like me, your girlfriend is always asking you to do stuff around the house. Hang this picture, do this, do that. Well, you know what? Whenever I have to do those tasks, I go down to Angelo Bolt. They're my go-to store, and they always have been in San Angelo. Not only does Angelo Bolt have every screw or fastener I need, but Angelo Bolt carries a lines of tools like power tools from manufacturers such as Milwaukee and DeWalt. Angelo Bolt is the working man's store and is open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. until about 4:50 p.m. Angelo Bolt at 808 Warehouse Drive. Guys, that was our scores, and we've given you highlights, and we've given you everything. But now I'm going to give you one more thing. We're going to start with you, Chadwick. I want your final thoughts of the night in one big wrap, in one big nutshell. What is your final thought of the night?
Congratulations to the San Angelo Central Bobcats on their first big win of the season. I know that as a fan myself, I've been waiting for it. I know Coach Crane's been waiting for it. These players deserve it. They've been working hard. It was great to see the defense completely shut down a team for an entire game, get 2 takeaways, and basically never make the offense feel like the game was threatened. It's a lot easier for an offense to have success when they don't feel like the game's on them. So congratulations, guys. I'm happy for y'all. Y'all celebrate this until tomorrow morning when you're at film, and Coach Crane's going to make you get back to work. But yeah, awesome job.
Also, let me go ahead and throw this. I'll give you a chance to plug your story for later. Go ahead and plug that. What is the theme of your article going to be about? Do you know yet?
Oh, old school ground and pound defense. Running the ball on the ground, good defensive play. We're going old school football this week.
All right. We'll go ahead and check that up. It'll be coming on right after Chadwick gets out of here. He'll go ahead and put that up. So be on the lookout for that. All right, James, what is your final thought of the night?
Cristobal got beat this week. I really don't know what to say. He just got beat. Congratulations to Wall. That was a team they hadn't played before. Pestra is kind of a new program, and they kind of had an opportunity to go play someone who is in the same district with Brock and Pilot Point. And Coach Guy said, we're just looking forward to the challenge. And 3.5 hours away, you go and get the win. Congratulations. Congratulations to Lakeview. You don't watch the show because we talk about Lakeview every week. We do. And, I wrote an article last week about Lakeview could possibly go 3-0, perfect on the season. And, they lost last week, but they won yesterday. Congratulations to Lakeview. You ran the ball very well. You got an interception. You got 8 interceptions on that second in that defense. You're playing defense real well. You're playing offense real well. Keep doing what you're doing there in Lakeview.
All right. And my final thought of the night, I'm just gonna say, El Dorado. That I always show them love, and tonight they played a really tough San Saba team, and I knew it was gonna be tough from the very beginning. They ended up falling 28-0, but don't worry, there's a very long season. I also want to say, I was really tough on the Central Bobcats last week, especially their defense. I want to say that they've proved me wrong. I had to put my shoe in my mouth this week because not only the defensive line played good, but the secondary as well with those 2 interceptions. Those actually would they probably would have been maybe not a completely different game, but it would have been a lot different game if they don't get those 2 interceptions. And finally, the Mason Punchers, everyone doesn't want to count them as a Oconcho Valley team. I do. They're one of our core 27 teams. They're in a district full of people from way far away, but we got to show them some love. So I knew when they were coming to play Cristobal that I had to show them some love, and because of that, they ended up getting my pick and won 58-12 tonight against the Cristobal Cougars. That's pretty much all I got. Boys, anything else?
What were your picks this week? Did you go 2 and 3, Matt? Or 3
I
and
have
2?
to think. Let's see.
I think I went 3 and 2. I think.
Let's see. Lost Central. Lost Legacy.
You would pick against Central.
Lost Central. Lost Legacy. Won Mason.
We won Miles.
1 mile. Everyone won Miles. And
Oh, you picked Grape Creek, didn't you?
oh, yep, 2 and 3. I told y'all don't listen to me. I'm a loser. That's probably the best advice I can give you. All right, so this has been the Cover One Postgame Show. This is where we give you all the highlights, analysis, coaches' interviews, everything you need to know about the final wrap-up of the high school Friday. If you can go watch our pre-show and our halftime show and our postgame show, we're going to have all kinds of stuff on there that you will like. And, of course, check us out every Friday at 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on San Angelo Live. You can check it out on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, on SanAngeloLive.com. We want to thank our sponsors, Angelo Bolt, All-American Chevrolet, the Autoplex, Edward Jones, Team and Investments, and Double Dave's Pizza. This has been Cover 1 for all of us here at San Angelo Live. We thank you, and we hope you watch us again. See you next time.